Hey everyone, today's Tuesday, and I'm super excited that I've made it. Let's see, we're almost through the 10 days of doing lives, minus the Sunday, which I didn't hop on a live then. And it was funny that I looked at my notes for what today's topic was, and it's kind of serendipitous as to what today's topic is, which is perfectionism is the key to failure. So, what do I mean by that? Perfectionism is a lot of different things. It can be about waiting until the timing is right, waiting until something looks perfect, making sure all the little intricacies of your business are set in place before moving forward or doing anything. There's a lot of things that perfectionism entails. For photography, we definitely, to a certain extent, suffer from perfectionism. I always look at my photos and be like, okay, well, that could have been better, and that could have been better. But I still, even though I have that inner feeling, I still put my work out there. I still post it, and I still take action. Why? Because if I don't take action, then it was useless for me to do anything to begin with. And it's really important to test things out and to just get out there and start doing it. Because when I was first starting my business, I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was first starting my business, I worked on a website and I spent all these hours putting together a website. Let me just say this website was butt ugly, like really ugly. And I spent all these hours developing this website instead of taking actually learning my skill better, working on expanding my social media presence, which, 6 years ago would have been a way better idea to do that. And not working on building my email presence up, all the things that actually matter in business. I was too busy working on getting a website up. I didn't work on getting a business license quite yet, just because I knew that I wasn't going to be getting paid probably for the next year. So I didn't go ahead and do that. I waited probably a year until my business and when I actually started making money before getting my business license. With my name, the only thing I did was like Google to see if anybody had my name, and that's all I did. And that was it. There was no need to do anything else. And I just worked on my website. So in one way, I didn't worry about the business side of things. It was good that I did that. But then I went ahead and focused all my attention on my logo, on my website. It was a waste of time. Why? Because number one, I used that logo on that website for about a year, and it was crap, if that. And it was horrible. I would not even show you what it looked like. I don't know. I'm sure it's on one of my hard drives somewhere. It was horrible. It wasn't until I started focusing my attention into education and being open to receiving help from coaches and people that I knew had actually, been there, done that, and succeeded, that I finally started putting my attention where it needed to be. However, I still had this stubborn streak where it was like this needing money right now. And so one of the things I didn't do early on was I didn't raise my prices. I felt like that if I couldn't raise my prices until my work was perfect enough, until it was good enough. The perfectionism was rearing its ugly head. And then one of the reasons that it took me longer to get to where I am even today is because I was so concerned about, if I wasn't good enough, then why would anybody pay money to hire me? Which is not the right attitude to have. It's not about being perfect. It's about connection. And that's the most important thing. Perfectionism is going to slow you down, and it may very well lead to failure in a lot of areas in your life. It is the reason why people stop working out. It is the reason why people stop eating healthy. It is the reason why people quit relationships. If things aren't perfect or just the way that you think they should be, and you get discouraged, you're going to quit. Perfectionism leads to quitting if it's not perfect. And this is something that I've struggled with a lot. This is something that a lot of people I know struggle with. I would say one of the best things I would recommend doing is actually hiring a coach that you do not know. It cannot be a friend, because you will not listen to your friends. It needs to be somebody that you found online, or someone that recommended, or something, even a Facebook or whatever. And start and then realize that she or he is going to call you out. They're going to make you feel uncomfortable, and they're going to make you do things, or they're going to ask you to do things that are going to go against your instinct. And if you don't do that, if you're not open enough to receiving coaching and to learning and to just being okay with the imperfection and just working within that imperfection, it's not going to go anywhere. You want to be open to some new possibilities. And I got to tell you, it is so uncomfortable. I've been there. I've done it. I have been uncomfortable. I fought tooth and nail against people who are trying to get me to do something. It has taken me years to get to the point where I charge what I charge for photography and for my services in general. And I could have gotten there so much faster. Number one, I had more faith in myself. Number two, I realized I didn't have to be perfect to be valuable and to be valuable to people and to show people my value. And number three, if I had just listened to my coaches way back when. Now, I still have coaches, and I spend tens of thousands of dollars on my coaches. And one of the things that now annoys me is if a coach doesn't tell me. Now I'm at the point where it's like, just tell me what you need me to do, what I should be doing, and I'll go and do it. Like, I don't even fight it anymore. Internally, I have the struggles where I'll be like, yeah, I don't know if I should charge that, or I don't know. You will always have those struggles no matter what you do. Once you start like getting out there and getting that feedback from people, and people start, getting results from whatever service that you offer or whatever coaching you provide, then you're going to start feeling your value a little bit more. But until that time, you really just have to trust that other people can see the value in you, and they're telling you to do something for a reason, and you need to do that. If you don't, you may not fail right now, but you're going to fail yourself in the long term. If you're doing it your way or the highway, that's it. And you've never owned a business before, and you've never done any of that before, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You want to talk to people who've been there before, who've been successful. They don't need to be 6-figure, 7-figure businesses. If you connect with somebody who's, only bringing in $50,000 a year, but you're not bringing anything in a year, but they're bringing consistently $50,000 in guaranteed, they don't have to worry about, and they're happy with their life, and you feel like they can teach you something, and they have a program, sure, you can learn from them. I wouldn't suggest, talking to somebody who's only been in business for maybe 6 months to a year and is still trying to figure it out. But you definitely want to learn from somebody who's been in business for at least a few years, who's dealt with the feeling of that perfectionism, and who's someone you're going to listen to. And most likely you're not going to listen to your friends. You're not going to listen to your boss or significant other. You need to talk to somebody who you don't know. And this actually, one of my favorite mentors, his name's Darren Hardy. He charges, oh my gosh, 6 figures for like a couple hour meeting. I'm not even joking. His time and advice is incredibly valuable. Corporations, multi-million, billion-dollar corporations hire him as a consultant for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yet his own team will not take his advice that he gives them for free, that other people pay him hundreds of thousands of dollars for. His own employees will not take for free. And that's normal. It's frustrating for the person, like on my end, if I am trying to help somebody I know and, they're not taking my advice, or, they think they're going to go out, do things their own way. It's frustrating. However, I understand it, because you have bubbles. Like my mentors, I kind of develop a friendship with them, but that's after they've been mentoring me, and there's still a little bit of a respectful distance there. Whereas if you're friends with somebody who happens to be a coach, sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent. If you're friends with somebody who happens to be a coach, you're not going to listen to them as much. It's a thing. And so you want to find somebody who can help you work through this whole issue with perfectionism and getting stuck in the busy work of things. Part of perfectionism is actually filling your time with busy work because you're too scared to do that thing that you're afraid is going to fail. like even doing a simple post on social media. You don't want to post it until it's perfect and just the way you like it and exactly the right timing to do it. There is no right time. Just like there's no right time to have kids, there's no right time to just start posting. You just start posting. Why? Because no one's going to see it anyway. All right, off the bat. I'm just going to tell you right now. No one's going to see it right off the bat. Not unless you're Jennifer Aniston and you go and you break Instagram when you first log in, right? Generally speaking, if you have another Instagram, you might, bring people over from that Instagram and some people might see it. But the point is to just start posting, to get comfortable with doing things that make you uncomfortable, because that right there is the key to success in every aspect of your life. Get comfortable with doing things that make you uncomfortable. Get comfortable with doing things imperfectly. Imperfectly start. Imperfectly do. Imperfectly be yourself. None of us are perfect. I don't care who you're looking like on Instagram. In fact, I'm going to tell every single one of you listening, I want you to go to your favorite influencer on Instagram and I want you to scroll back all the way to the beginning of their feed and see what it looks like. I will bet you money that it doesn't look anywhere near as cool and perfect as it does now. I know mine doesn't. I have a pretty nice feed. I like my feed, but if you scroll back not even that far, it's pretty sporadic. So, I post stories and lives and IGTVs and all these things that are not perfect. I make sure I have good lighting on my face and I have a topic to talk about, and that's it. That's all she wrote. And then you just perfect it as you practice it. Perfect it. It's not even the right good word. You get better at it as you practice. No one will ever be perfect. Anyway, that's it for today. It's been a rough week. It's interesting. I kind of find it like the universe trying to, things, when you start progressing towards your goal, things are going to try to get in your way, and you need to recognize that. As soon as I made the decision to do 10-day lives, all this crap hit the fan. And it got really difficult to do it. In fact, I haven't been doing it at the times that I expected to do it, but I'm still getting on and doing it. I missed one day because I basically needed a mental break from it all. Everything, I'm telling you, from business to personal to friends of families dying, we've had, it's been a heck of a week. And it's interesting that it happened literally the week that I decided to do lives consistently for 10 days. And whereas next week, I'm going to be doing it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And that's when I'm going to do it because I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want to burn myself out. And I recognize that. So as much as I would love to get on and do lives every day, I probably will do lives every day. It's just going to be different forms. So like I'll do lives in Facebook and YouTube. Actually, I got to connect my LinkedIn and possibly do lives there. And then I'll do, another day I'll do lives on IGTV and on Instagram, or I'll do a live on my page. So yeah. Anyway, I will, if you are watching this on YouTube, I would love for you to join my Facebook group. It's called Up-Level Your Brand with Photography. And it's a private Facebook group. And in there's lots of goodies. There's lots of helpful tips and tricks. It's where I do my challenges, which is a really intensive, anywhere from 5 to 10 day intensive, really, getting gritty and forcing you to actually get in front of the camera, do photography, teach you some of the tips and tricks. And it's also going to be where I actually bought another stand so that I'll have 2 stands, one with, and then I have an old phone because I keep all my old phones. So I'm actually going to teach you with my old phone how to, like, tips and tricks on how to take photos in your own house. Okay. And also, if you have not seen the 3D picture things, it's really the rave on TikTok and Instagram and everything, you should definitely, I'm going to be showing you how to do that. It's really easy. And so I'll be showing you tips and tricks over the next week. I'm going to hop on after I'm done with the 10-day live. So anyway, that's it for today. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. It's only Tuesday. It feels like Wednesday. All right. Bye now.